Steven Allen Spielberg, born December 18, 1946, is an American filmmaker, a major figure of the new Hollywood era and pioneer of the modern blockbuster. He is the most commercially successful director in film history. He is the recipient of many accolades, including 3 Academy Awards, 2 BAFTA Awards, 4 Golden Globe Awards, and 4 Directors Guild of America Awards, as well as the AFI Life Achievement Award in 1995, the Kennedy Center Honor in 2006, the Cecil B. DeMille Award in 2009, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. 7 of his films have been inducted into the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Spielberg was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. He moved to California and studied film in college. After directing several episodes for television, including Night Gallery and Columbo, he directed the television film Duel, 1971, which later received an international theatrical release. He made his theatrical film debut with The Sugarland Express, 1974, and became a household name with the 1975 summer blockbuster Jaws. He directed more box office successes with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 1977, E.D. the Extraterrestrial, 1982, and the original Indiana Jones trilogy, 1981-89. He subsequently explored drama in The Color Purple, 1985, and Empire of the Sun, 1987. In 1993, Spielberg directed back-to-back blockbuster hits with the science fiction thriller Jurassic Park, the highest-grossing film ever at the time, and the Holocaust drama Schindler's List, which has often been listed as one of the greatest films ever made. He won the Academy Award for Best Director for the latter and the 1998 World War II epic Saving Private Ryan. Spielberg has since directed the science fiction films AI Artificial Intelligence, 2001, Minority Report, 2002, and War of the Worlds, 2005. The adventure films The Adventures of Tintin, 2011, and Ready Player One, 2018. The historical dramas Amistad, 1997, Munich, 2005, War Horse, 2011, Lincoln, 2012, Bridge of Spies, 2015, and The Post, 2017. The musical West Side Story, 2021, and the semi-autobiographical drama The Fabelmans, 2022. In 1993, Spielberg directed back-to-back blockbuster hits with the science fiction thriller Jurassic Park, the highest-grossing film ever at the time, and the Holocaust drama Schindler's List, which has often been listed as one of the greatest films ever made. He won the Academy Award for Best Director for the latter and the 1998 World War II epic Saving Private Ryan. Spielberg has since directed the science fiction films AI Artificial Intelligence, 2001, Minority Report, 2002, and War of the Worlds, 2005. The adventure films The Adventures of Tintin, 2011, and Ready Player One, 2018. The historical dramas Amistad, 1997, Munich, 2005, War Horse, 2011, Lincoln, 2012, Bridge of Spies, 2015, and The Post, 2017. The musical West Side Story, 2021, and the semi-autobiographical drama The Fabelmans, 2022. Spielberg co-founded Amblin Entertainment and DreamWorks, and he has served as a producer for many successful films and television series, among them Poltergeist, 1982, Gremlins, 1984, Back to the Future, 1985, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988, and Band of Brothers, 1999. He has had a long collaboration with the composer John Williams, with whom he has worked for all but 5 of his feature films. Several of Spielberg's works are considered among the greatest films in history, and some are among the highest-grossing films ever. In 2013, Time listed him as one of the 100 most influential people, and in 2023, Spielberg was the recipient of the first ever Time 100 Impact Award in the U.S. Early life and background. Spielberg was born on December 18, 1946, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His mother, Leah née Posner, later Adler, 1920-2017, was a restaurateur and concert pianist, and his father, Arnold Spielberg, 1917-2020, was an electrical engineer involved in the development of computers. His immediate family were Reform Jewish/Orthodox Jewish. Spielberg's paternal grandparents were Jews from Ukraine. His grandmother, Rebecca, maiden name Chechik, was from Sudolkiv, and his grandfather Shmuel Spielberg was from Kamianets-Podilskyi. Shmuel escaped to Cincinnati in 1906 to avoid being drafted into the Russian army, and he brought his fiancée Rebecca there in 1908. Spielberg has three younger sisters, Ann Sue and Nancy. In 1952, his family moved to Haddon Township, New Jersey after his father was hired by RCA. Spielberg attended Hebrew school from 1953 to 1957, in classes taught by Rabbi Albert L. Lewis. His grandmother taught English to Holocaust survivors at their home in Cincinnati. They in turn taught him numbers. One man in particular, I kept looking at his numbers, his number tattooed on his forearm. And he started, during the dinner break, when everybody was eating and not learning, he would point to the numbers. And he would say, that is a 2, and that is a 4. And then he'd say, and this is a 8, and that's a 1. And I'll never forget this. And he said, and that's a 9. And then he crooked his arm and inverted his arm and said, and see, it becomes a 6. It's magic. And now it's a 9, and now it's a 6, and now it's a 9, and now it's a 6. And that's really how I learned my numbers for the first time. And the irony of all that, and the gift of that lesson, never really dawned on me until I was much older. In early 1957, the family moved to Phoenix, Arizona. Spielberg had a bar mitzvah ceremony when he was 13. His family was involved in the synagogue and had many Jewish friends. Of the Holocaust, he said that his parents talked about it all the time, and so it was always on my mind. His father had lost between 16 and 20 relatives in the Holocaust. Spielberg found it difficult accepting his heritage. He said, it isn't something I enjoy admitting, but when I was 7, 8, 9 years old, God forgive me, I was embarrassed because we were Orthodox Jews. I was embarrassed by the outward perception of my parents' Jewish practices. I was never really ashamed to be Jewish, but I was uneasy at times. Spielberg also suffered from anti-Semitism. In high school, I got smacked and kicked around. 2 bloody noses. It was horrible. He grew away from Judaism during adolescence, after his family had moved to various neighborhoods and found themselves to be the only Jews. Spielberg's interest in film started at a young age. He recalls his parents taking him to see Cecil B. DeMille's The Greatest Show on Earth, 1952. He had never seen a movie before and thought they were taking him to the circus. He was terrified by the movie's train crash, and at age 12, he made his first home movie, a train wreck involving his Lionel trains. He recalls, the trains went around and around, and after a while that got boring, and I had this 8mm camera, and I staged a train wreck and filmed it. That was hard on the trains, but then I could cut the film lots of different ways and look at it over and over again. In 1958, he became a Boy Scout and fulfilled a requirement for the Photography Merit Badge by making a 9-minute 8mm film, The Last Gunfight. He eventually attained the rank of Eagle Scout. Spielberg used his father's movie camera to make amateur features and began taking the camera along on every scout trip.